يلا بسم الاب والابن والروح القدس الاله واحد امين. We one lady just close the door. One lady she sent me a text message. She said, I didn't see you before the sermon, so signed the cross. I said, honest, I signed the cross, but it was very small, so it didn't. People, they pick up everything. All right. Saturday, which saint we celebrate his feast this Saturday?
Saint Antony.
Saint Antony. Which day of the month? 30th. 30th of the month we celebrate Saint Antony. And the St. Paul, which day of month of February?
10th, I think.
9. Very close. Okay. Anyone who got a Bible? Or just in the phone? I need to read some verses.
I'll get one.
Yeah, get one. So today I love to talk about Saint Antony and St. Paul. Everyone knows the story, but there's some part of the story we need to concentrate about. Because when St. Paul started, he was normal like us. And when Saint Antony started, book of Mark, chapter 10, verse 17, please, until 22. And when Saint Antony started, he was like us. When St. Paul started, he was like us. Yes, start here somewhere, please.
Mark 10.
Mark 10, 17 to 22.
Do we read all of it in one go?
Yeah, read it all in one go.
Now as he was going out on the road, one came running, knelt before him and asked him, Good teacher, what shall I do that I may inherit eternal life? So Jesus said to him, Why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is God. You know the commandments: do not commit adultery, do not murder, do not steal, do not bear false witness, do not defraud, honor your father and your mother. And he answered and said to him, Teacher, all these things I have kept from my youth. Then Jesus, looking at him, loved him, and said to him, One thing you lack. Go your way, sell whatever you have, and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven. And come, take up the cross, and follow me.
Beautiful. You know this paragraph? We read it 2 times in the Mass every year. And the deacons read this one, the priest read this one, everyone in the church hears this one. But no one done like what Saint Antony done. Saint Antony heard it only once, and what he done after this paragraph, he sold 300 acres of the best land on that time. He took his sister, they put him in nunnery, like the monastery at that time was a monastery established yet, and they gave all his money to poor, and he started his monastic life. Okay, I want to talk about some parts here. Number 1, when the deacon reads the gospel, or he gives sermon, or Abuna gives sermon, he is sending message to everyone. But the people coming and they ready to hear the word of God, this message will affect them. Saint Antony coming, he was asking God, what shall I do? His dad passed away, and when his dad passed away, he found his dead body. He told him, Dad, you are a rich man. You left this world without your will. I leave the world with my will. And they started thinking, what should I do? And when he hears the message from God, he said, this message not for everyone, for me. So number 1, we need to learn from this story. We need, very important, the message coming for you from the deacon or the priest or anyone gives a sermon or any word of God. This coming for me. I'm not going to say, I wish Antony here, he should hear this one for him, or I wish Eihab here or Jeremiah. Yeah, totally.
And not only do we do that, right, but we do it every single time we come to church. So with St. Antony, right, so first time he heard it, so all you have, follow him, right? So what he did was, he sold everything, but he left a little bit of money on the side, sold everything, because he's like, I've got a sister, I've got to take care of her, blah, 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 right? And then the next time he came to church, he was listening again, like not just once, he listened the second time as well. He comes in, and the gospel is about, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about, like, have its own worries. So only worry about now. So he's like, Or I don't need this money for my sister when she grows up. So then he gave away all that money, then he gave his sister the money. Is that right, Amor?
Very good, very close, very good. Okay, this is very good. We need to learn from message. Number 2, very important. God sometimes they send you a message around you. Not have to be from deacon, not have to be from the priest, not have to be from servant. He send a message for you. You need to keep your eye and your ear ready. One day St. Anthony, he was living close to the beach. He has a small cell and he lives there. And when he come outside to pray, he found one lady. She went to the water to swim. Start to call her, lady, you're not embarrassed. I am a monk and I live here. You're not embarrassed to come and swim in this lake? He said, what? What you talking about? If you are really monk, why you live next to the beach? If you are really monk, go live in the mountain. He said, this sound, not the sound of the woman, this sound coming from me, from God. He left his cell and started to go up to the mountain until this mountain they call mountain of lion or tiger. It was very dangerous. Anba Bula on another side, Anba Bula, he has a problem with his brother or brother-in-law. Some people they say brother-in-law, some people they say his brother. And they said, all right. He took some of his money after his dad passed. He said, no, this is fair, this is not fair. He said, we'll go to the court. The way they going to the court, Anba Bula, he found someone, very rich man, coming out for the church in coffin. And everyone cried. And one person, he cried more than anyone. He said, why you cry too much on him? He's in the heaven now. He said, I wish. Many times I warn him, you need to get ready for your eternal life. He only was concentrate about money. And suddenly he passed away. I hope he got to heaven. Anba Bula, he took his brother, tell him, listen, no court, nothing, go back. And he left his way. He started to sleep in one of the tomb and pray, God, guide me what you want me to do. Angel of the Lord come to him and guide him. In the area, he said, this is the best area you need to live in. And he started from this area. He found a palm. He found a very small spring water. And he found some light full from the palm. He said, this is the area God he wants me. How many years St. Paul stay, never see anyone face? 90 years. 90 years, never see anyone face. So a lot of lesson. One day, St. Anthony, he get bored. I mix between them because they very close. St. Anthony get bored. You know, no TV, no internet, no Facebook, no nothing. He pray and sit, he pray and sit. I said, God, I get bored. What you want me to do? The angel of the Lord appeared to him. Angel of the Lord appeared to him wearing like monk clothes, because that's why we get it from St. Anthony, and Alaswa like Abuna Augustinus. And he started to show him how you do some basket from this palm. And how you do this some basket. He started to do this one and stand to pray and work. So he tell him, if you get bored, you need to work and you need to pray. You're not gonna get bored. And he gave him this clothes. That's the same clothes the monk wear until today. Another area I want to talk about the humbleness between St. Anthony and St. Paul. When St. Anthony go and he was praying one day, he said, God, tell me there is anyone before me, he come to the wilderness. So he hears sound. There is someone about 3 days away from you walking. With his prayer, I sending the rain every time. He said, I need to see this man. He was walking for 3 days. Walking for 3 days until he found some like fox or something running. He ran behind, and St. Anthony at that time was 90 years old. And they stand there, they found this small cell. So I get 2 rocks and they start knocking, like make noise. Anba Bula, I know you know me outside. Please, I want to see you. Anba Bula didn't answer him. He said, I will stay here until I die. And they start to stand until Anba Bula opened his door. Door was from palm leaf, whatever. And they start hugging themselves for long time. Imagine Anba Bula never see anyone for 90 years. Not 90 days, 90 years. And he start next to him, Santa Anthony said, I'm not monk yet to see someone like you. The only day, you know how Santa Anthony, St. Paul he was eating? The bird bring him half bread for 90 years. You understand that bird bringing a half bread the same time for 90 years? I was thinking, how come this bird didn't die? And how come this bird never take day off? And how come this bird did not lose the place all the time? And this to teach us something very important. A lot of people worry about their food or water or job. But God, He can feed everyone. You know, in that day when Santa Anthony visits St. Paul, what the bird they bring in that day? They bring a full bread. St. Paul, he told him, you are a blessed man of God. Every day for 90 days, 90 years, the bird they bring me half bread. This now we have full bread. You know, to break the bread was different story. And Santa Anthony, he tell him, please bless so we can eat. St. Paul, he said, no, you bless, you are my guest, you bless and we eat. Tell him, all right, you pray for me. He said, no, you pray for me. So, do you know how they broke it? He said, all right, we'll do it very easy. You hold the half, and I hold the second half, and they'll break it together. To show how humble these people. And now you see the priest, they take this tradition. When the priest take luqmat al-baraka from other priest, he not cut and give him, no. Abuna give him urbana, Abuna Tani take small urbana from him. This is the same tradition. Number two, we need to have a look to how these people, they depend fully on God. They never worry about anything. Can you imagine someone 90 years never gets sick? And even if he gets sick, what he can do? Where he get doctor from? Where he get the medicine from? And do you know what he was wear? He was wear some of the part of the palm in the top. There's some soft. He make it like clothes, and they sew it together. He wear it. And you know, in this desert, I was in the army there. In winter, they come to -0. He has no fan, no air condition, no absolutely nothing. 90 years. 90 years. Okay, and very important. And this water never run out of water. And they never run out of water. And they never run out of half bread every day. Something very important we need to know from both of them. Anba Anthony, he told him, start to tell me the story, your story. He started to tell him, what small education I can teach my monk. He tell him only one sentence that's only left for us from St. Paul. He said, tell your disciple, if you escape from temptation, you escape from God. He tell him what this means. He said, when you have temptation, you pray more. You come closer to God. That's why I tell your disciple, do not run from temptation, you run from God. How long do we have to be here?
It's not a long time.
No, okay.
We normally finish around 1 o'clock. So
No, I'm not gonna stay for a long time. Santa Anthony, he stayed in his cell 30 years. Until everyone hear about St. Anthony, they want to see him. So they start pushing the door until he opened to them. After 30 years, they found him not skinny and not fat. And his face was very, very bright. And they said, to look to the face of Santa Anthony, you have a lot of blessing and you can see the peace on his one. I went to Egypt. When I went to Egypt, I visited the monastery. You know, the monastery is the cell of Santa Anthony. Did you go to somewhere? The cell was the top of mountain. And now, because with technology, they make a step to go. And the step, many steps. Take us about 2 hours. Imagine you have to go up. And I was thinking, now we have steps and very hard for us to go. And when you go inside, they make a small altar and very hard. You have to walk around the cell, very small cell, and in the top of the mountain. I said, what about during St. Anthony? How come he go all this up and down and walk through there to see St. Paul? Okay. Okay. Humbleness. St. Anthony, one day he walked in the desert. He found the devil start making trap to people. Trap. And they start to ask God, he put a lot of trap for the monk. Who can escape? He said, the humble people, they can escape. When the devil tried to tempt him, one day they threw fire, they bring him a snake, lion to scare him. He said, why all of you coming to me? If God give you authority in me, the smallest devil of you can conquer me. But because God didn't give you authority on me, no one can come near me. In the end of his life, the devil started to scare from St. Anthony. One day they hit him very hard. Hit him until the man he bring him the food. He found him nearly die. So he put him in the camel and took him to the church. He wake up after this coma. He said, where did you put me? He found himself in the church. No, I going back to fight with you. And he went back. And one day they started hitting him. He said, God, don't leave me to them. And they found God help him straight away. And they start told God, you see them hitting me too much. God, he told them, did you ask me for help and I didn't come? The time you ask me, I come straight away. Okay. He never feared. One day he was sleeping in the tomb. No pillow in the tomb, so what he found? A skeleton. So he makes the skeleton, he put it as a pillow and put his head to sleep. So the devil talked in the skeleton. He said, I want to visit my friend. Two dead people talk to each other. It's an evil spirit. They tell his friend, we need to go to visit my friend. The second one, he said, there is someone, he put his head in my skull. I can't go with you. So St. Anthony said, all right, if you can go. I'm not going to show you, he never scared. And the tomb, to go to sleep in the tomb and you see dead body, dead bones, all this stuff, never scared. The mountain he got, they call mountain of tiger or lion. He started pray, and all of them disappear. He never looked about position in the church. One of his disciples, who was a deacon, he used to go and learn in his hand. Anyone who knows the name? Which deacon? Saint Athanasius. He was a deacon. And Saint Athanasius, in his writing, he said, I am so blessed. I used to put water in my master, Saint Anthony, to wash his hand. So he never get jealous. He never look for any position. His disciple or his deacon, he be a pope of Alexandria. And when Saint Athanasius have a problem, the heresies with Arius, he left his cell and go to support him in Alexandria. Not because he's in the desert, he say, I don't care about, I care only about my spiritual life. He said, no, I go and support the church. Another time, during the persecution, he left his cell and wanted supporting the people in jail, persecute for the name of Christ, so he can get martyred. But God, he preserved his life, didn't let him to go martyr. Anba Bula, not because he's in the cell, God, he said, he was prayer, the Nile increase and the rain come to you. Okay, in the conclusion we need to ask, Saint Anthony, he left the best 300 acres. He was a very rich man. He has no clothes. He left everything, he live in the desert. Did he lose or he win? What did he win? How many church after his name? How many bishop after his name? How many priest after his name? How many children learn from his teaching? Anyone a monk, they know Saint Anthony. Any religion, any Christianity, any monasticism. I was doing a course in Macquarie University about monasticism. The teacher, she was a German, and when she talked about Saint Anthony, her husband, he done about 20 years study in the life of Saint Anthony. She done about 30 years study in the life of Saint Shinoda, the Archimandrite. So Saint Anthony, when he left, he didn't lose, he gained. Number one, eternal life. Number two, history. Number three, blessing. Imagine Saint Anthony going to heaven, and all the monkey teaches him going behind him. All the people learn from him. Do you know who the best one learned from him and converted and be a good person after he read his story? Saint Augustine. Saint Augustine, he was a very bad person in the beginning of life. And when Saint Athanasius, they exiled him to Tyria, a city close to France. In this time, they speaking only Latin. So Saint Athanasius, everyone asked him, when he goes, they start asking him about Saint Anthony, Saint Anthony, Saint Anthony. He said, I can see all of you, they love to know the story of Saint Anthony, I write it for you. So he wrote the story of Saint Anthony, and he wrote the story of St. Paul, and Saint Jerome, he translated in Latin, Vita Antony, very famous, and all the Europe start learning this story, because in that time they only learn in Latin, and one of them, Saint Augustine, learned the story, and this story attracted him very well. Saint Anthony sat with St. Paul, and St. Paul, he told them, I want you to go back to give me the robe. King Constantine gave it to Saint Athanasius in Council of Nicaea, and Saint Athanasius gave it to you as a present. So Saint Anthony started thinking, you are here 90 years. How did you know Bob Athanasius gave me the robe? All by spirit. So he went and they bring it to him, but he doesn't want him to see him when he passed away. By the time he coming back, his disciple tell him, Saint Anthony, where did you go? We're looking for you for 1 week. He said, I was in the heaven. I saw a person not in this land, not in this earth. This person, when I sit with him, I didn't start my monasticism yet. I go back to see him. By the time he go back, he found his spirit go to the heaven with the angel, and he found him put his hand like this, the picture we see it all the time, and he did. So he put him and start to pray on him. You know, this mountain, it's all like rocks. Saint Anthony, he wanted to bury his body. He started to pray, God, how I bury his body. He found 2 lions come next to him and waiting for Saint Anthony to give them permission to dig his tomb. He gives them a permission, he touches them, they started digging the tomb. That's why always in any picture of Saint Anthony and St. Paul, he found the picture of the 2 lions. They digging the hole and they put the body of St. Paul, he covered it. He covered it with stone, he put a cross and they prayed him and left. When he went to Pope Athanasius, gave him this dress of St. Paul, the one made from the palm, and he covered St. Paul with the dress St. Athanasius gave it to St. Anthony, and St. Anthony gave it to St. Paul. And Pope Athanasius, he wanted to see how blessed this man, Anba Bula. No one know about anything about him. St. Anthony told St. Athanasius his story. So St. Athanasius sit with St. Anthony, hears the story, it take long time. With a family outside, their son very sick. They wanted Pope Athanasius to pray in him so God can heal him. By the time they wait for Pope Athanasius too long, this person passed away. He was crying. St. Athanasius tells him, put him on the table, at the desk. They put the dead body. He bring this dress from St. Paul, the one was from palm. He put on top of him and he started to pray. This dead person start to move and wake up. St. Athanasius used to wear this dress 3 times a year in Easter, Christmas, and Epiphany Feast. 3 times to show. So St. Athanasius, when he saw his dress, raised someone from this, he said, better we bring his body to the church so people can take a blessing from his body. They send the monk, they looking for what St. Anthony told them where he bury him for 2-3 days until Anba Bula appeared to St. Athanasius and tell him, bring this monk back, I doesn't want anyone to know where is my body. In the life, no one see me, and in the death, no one I wanted to found me, and I be with you all the time when you pray and need me. And until now, if you go to St. Paul Monastery, they tell you his body buried here, but they didn't get his body out like Anba or Habib Kyrgyz or these people. Ah yes, this place, they said this place, but under here, that's his tomb. Okay, but they didn't get it out because that's what he wished. He said, I doesn't want anyone to bring my body, and there's 3 days, they can't see it. They can't find it at all. Doesn't want to keep going. I think that's more than enough. But what we need to know, we have to have God close to us. Don't worry about Corona. Don't worry about the vaccine. Don't worry about this one. These people in middle of the desert, they have no medicine, no medication, no clothes, no food, no nothing. And God, He never leave anyone. He support everyone and be with him. Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. Any question? It's a beautiful story. عايزين نبقى نعمل تمجيد حلو قوي يا Samuel this next week. Yeah, inshallah. تفضل يا Samuel.
I have a question. So, the story of the saints is very, very nice. Very good. It's very inspirational because we know we can learn from it. But what do we do when we feel that? Because a lot of the time when we hear saint stories, it sounds like they commit no sin. They sound perfect. And from when he was young, they did this, and they will all be suddenly, when he's praying, there's incense coming out of his body, and we do not see all that. But how can we listen to these stories? And I'm not saying they're not true. I believe that they're true 100%. But how do we listen to these stories and how do we stay connected with the saints? Because a lot of the time we hear the story, it's like, no, but he was a saint. You know, he was a saint. I can't do like him. He was a saint.
Okay, everyone, as long as you are in the body, no one perfect. St. Paul, if you concentrate about the story of St. Paul, he, with his brother money, he said, you didn't treat me fairly, I take you to the court. So to take your brother in the court, definitely this is some earthly. Okay? But when God, he showed him some sign, and some he heard, and saw the man, the rich man, what he got out of this, he started to open his heart to listen to the sound of God. Saint Anthony, he was a monk. And one day he was thinking, I am the first one in wilderness. No, God, he tell him, wake up, come down, humble yourself. There is one better than you, exactly, or one before you. Saint Macarius the Great, one day he was thinking he's the best one. God, he told him, go to this small village, 2 ladies the same level like you. So these people, as long as you are in the body, we can, everyone, that's why we have confession, Father, even for the Pope. How you can connect with them? Honestly. You know, for my best Santa, my best one, Saint Moses the Black. I have his picture, this big at home. I call my business after him, after his name. I love him very much, and every time I have a trouble, I look to him. Every feast we make big celebration. Have connection, like someone your best friend. How can I be Jeremiah if I want him best friend? Can I talk to him or not? If I say Jeremiah, not my, he's my best friend, but I never talk to him. Do you know Jeremiah? He know me. I say he can ask me why you want to be my best friend, but you never talk to me. I will know about Jeremiah. I will know what he like, what he don't like. I will know his story. That's how we be connected with someone we like. But we get the right part, like Samuel, he said, in the story of the saint. But this saint started like all of us, maybe before us. Saint Augustine, he was a sinner, but end of his story was a big saint. Saint Moses the Black, what he done, no one of us can do. He was an evil person. He commit sin, all this stuff. But when this saint or these people start life with God, they never go back. They always forward. That's why. But we sometimes we take it serious one day, second day not serious. We take the fasting one time serious, second time not serious. That's how we stand and full all the time. But these people, the time they take it serious, they never go back. Bob Shinoda, he said one story. He said one guy, when I was a monk, his name is Abuna Antonious Suriani. When I was a monk, one guy come to me to confess. from the labor people working in the monastery. And when he come to confess, he told them 1, 2, 3, 4. So Baba Shnoda, after 1 month, he sent Abuna Anthony. He saw him. He said, "Samuel, come here. You didn't confess from last time." "Oh, I'm coming." So he started to sit with him, and he told him, "What did you do with this? What did you do with this? What did you?" He said, "Father, when I tell you I'm not gonna do it, I never go back to do this one." Father Antonius السراني بعد باب بيقول I learned from him. قال له ده كلام رجالة عمري ما هرجع فيه تاني. To show you, he take it very serious. The time we sit with our confession father, and Abuna, he tell me, don't do this or that. Always remember, do not do it. That means do not do it. في إيه تانية some? It's fitting the meaning or yeah. في حاجة تانية
Also, always remember that the journey of the saints is very hard, right? Even like, especially like St. Paul, right? So when you listen in the Bible, just because St. Paul was a saint and he was preaching did not mean that when he was not preaching he was sitting in an air-conditioned room, or the angels came and they gave him grapes to eat, and they gave him like kebabs, you know, it's like a fadl called. If you listen, like he says, like, I was shipwrecked twice, I was flogged this many times, I was stoned this many times. And he traveled all around the world. It's not like, and he didn't fly around the world. He went around like everyone else, isn't it right? Like he used to go on ships. They would go there, and because there's no cars, so he either have to walk or he get an animal to take him from place to place. It's very, very hard, and you gotta stick to it, right? Because it's a journey. It's a journey. But always to remember that every step of the way, God is the first one we talk to. Whenever we're in trouble, we come to God, and because God will support us, and He promised. He said, "Come to me, all you heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Right? So just remember that it's very, very, very hard. The life of a Christian is not easy. It's not. Yeah, just like I said, they have angels around you all the time, giving you food and water. And it's like, "Oh, are you hot? Let me get you some ice water from heaven." It's not easy like that all the time, right? Because when it is easy, then we don't need God anymore. Because if it's very easy, why do I need God? I don't need to pray anymore. I've got everything. But we always have to remember that we are nothing. We need God to help us. And even when it gets really, really hard, we remember that God is the one who gives us rest, and God gives us strength. Because just like St. Paul, because when God sent to St. Paul, He said, my strength is made perfect in your weakness.
You know, like what someone said, and always when you start first step, God continue. Amba means the one I give you the CD today. I give your mom one just to listen to the car. Bab Shinoda, he sent him a city very poor and very behind, like very small village. Not good church, no good education, people very ignorant. He said, I want to go back. He coming from Cairo, he done master degree in America, and they nearly finished his PhD in America, and coming in the city, they have no much light, no much water, nothing. He said, I want to go back to Cairo, whatever happened, it's happened. And the God, he talked to him. He said, start and be strong, I be with you. He makes this small village one of the modern one in all Upper Egypt. They have technology bringing from America better than any city. He used to have, the movie and the video before even Cairo have it. He used to have a printing machine before Cairo, and he make it the best city, and until now we remember him very well. So always when you start, that continue, but don't from beginning. Moses, when he wanted he wanted Moses to help him. He said, God, why you choose me? I cannot speak. God, he told him, who makes a person speak? Who makes a person to serve? I can do this one, but start. And Moses start, and with his stick, look what he done. So always you start the first step. You never say, I cannot do it. With the grace of God, we can do a lot. And like Samuel, he said, these people get tired, and the service was hard, and the Christianity. Look to the father of the church, 81, when he was in the jail. Jail, this small cell like this, no window, no fan, no air condition. They smell from the under the door to get breeze. Toilet, no toilet. Shower, oh, forget it. And it was one of them, Abuna Loa, can master degree in engineering university. Ambab Show, he was master degree, and they supposed to go do PhD in America. All these people top qualification, and the metropolitan to a cell. And they signed to God, and God protects them. No one of them die, or no one of them get injured. The person he puts them After 30 days, you shoot him. The president said it. So always, you start the first step, God continue with you, but don't say it's hard. The more you spend the time with God, the more you want to be close, He be with you. صح يا Samuel? Glory be to God forever and ever. Any question?